I'm Morgan from Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a look at the Chrome Indies Yoyogi 14-liter messenger bag, which I've been testing for 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, hit subscribe so that we can continue making content that helps you travel smarter. Let's jump in. So the exterior is made from a 400D recycled crinkle nylon, which gives it its unique appearance, if you can kind of see that. It's very minimal and very subtle, but it's still like a nice aesthetic. And so let's see, as you can see here, this is like a Hypalon material as well, and this covers this slip pocket. And so this really does do like a really good job of protecting the interior contents and making sure that if you get caught out in like the rain, nothing gets inside thanks to this design. The zippers are also pretty smooth as well. There's just this one main compartment with dual zippers, and on each side there's a dedicated zipper dock, which is nice for just kind of securing the opening to make sure that no water gets in if you do get caught out in the rain. Let's see. Aside from that, the branding is pretty minimal with just the Chrome Industries logo down here on the bottom right-hand corner. And then there's a whole tab over here. Thanks to the recycled crinkle nylon, the materials are really like malleable and flexible. So it kind of allows you to move the bag and like compress it or maneuver it in a way that is pretty flexible. And I found that to be super helpful, especially when empty. It folds pretty flat down. So you can almost like store this like in a suitcase. You can have it be almost like lay flat and not take up little to any space basically. As for the harness system, it's pretty minimal. It just has this standard seatbelt-like material. It's really, really soft and very comfortable. And it's just stitched onto either side. And so there are no like additional grab handles or anything like that. So that's really the only method in which to carry it. The one downside that I will note is that this hardware, it's metal. It does make a lot of noise, just kind of for no reason. It's how you adjust the length of the strap, and that works really, really well. It's super smooth and does like a really good job of that. But the metal on metal hardware does tend to make a lot of unnecessary noise. This is also a bottle opener, which is also like a nice touch. And then there's a elastic loop here to kind of minimize and control any extra slack. So this is what it looks like on. As you can see, it is a messenger bag, but because of the design and the way that this is implemented, it almost kind of feels like a cross between a messenger bag and a tote, which I found at first to not be super convenient, but after time I slowly developed an appreciation for it because it really allows the bag to kind of conform to the body in like a flexible way depending on how much gear you have. And so either like this is typically how I would carry it because like with the design, it just for some reason it feels really comfortable here on the side, which also provides like easy access to everything as opposed to wearing it like on the back, which is still comfortable, but it limits like what you have access to, obviously. And so like this is like one of those rare bags which I actually really enjoyed on my side. When it comes to secondary compartments, this bag is pretty minimal. There's just these two here on the front with the protected Hypalon material covering the front opening. And so it's like a slip or like a drop pocket. And this has like a little bit of elastic in it to help it kind of like expand. And I think that more so has something to do with making sure you can like open it and get into it and out of it really quickly, more so than providing storage capacity. And so inside here, you can also kind of see there's their unique logo or their unique lining, and it has like little accents on it, which is nice aesthetic touch. But inside there's no real organization in here. It's just like a nice stash or drop pocket. And so inside I just had like a small mini fan in that one, and then on this one is like literally identical. I just have a couple hand sanitizers and some lip balm. And so I found this to be really good for storing like everyday essentials and gear. So sometimes I would like store my phone in here and that fits no problem. And it doesn't give off the impression that there's really anything in here too, which is also a nice touch. But I will say that I would only store my phone in here for short periods of time. I would not typically store my wallet in here just because it being open to like the general public, it's kind of difficult to tell if this is a pocket, but if somebody were to like slip their hand in, if you're like in a subway or like on a train or something like that, there's no security, there's no closing or anything like that. So that's why I was like a little hesitant to store my wallet in here just because of how accessible it is. Diving into the main compartment, these dual zippers provide like a nice overview for everything inside here. And so, let's see, here along the back wall, you can kind of see that same interior lining is like a nice accent. And here you can store, I have like a dummy Nintendo Switch, or it fits, I believe up to like, it can definitely fit like a e-reader or a tablet, maybe a very small laptop. But like, as you can see, it's not the biggest, and it's also not padded, and there's no like structure to it. So I would just be a little bit hesitant or like cautious on what you do store here just because there's very little protection. On the other side, there are two mesh pockets. And so I have a portable charger in one. And as you can see, it is just like a nice, somewhat spacious area. It provides a minimal degree of organization. And I also have a SSD here. And then on the other side is typically where I would store my wallet and a pair of wireless earbuds. And so this adds just like a nice little extra degree of organization for the gear inside. And then in the main compartment is typically where I would store a water bottle. And so it's got like a nice spacious area. So you can store a variety of gear here. I'd also store like a tech kit, depending on like if I'm going to the office, or store like a jacket in here as well. So there you have it, the Chrome Industries Yoyogi 14-liter messenger bag. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.